welcome back to Beware Disable. Today we're going to record a Aurora symbol featuring our Kecleon from Chilling Reign and the new Zapdos from Pokemon Go with the lightning symbol ability, helping your basic lightning Pokemon do 10 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So we're using this ability to boost Kecleon's attack damage by transforming it into a lightning type with its Chromashift ability. We need to of course have a basic lightning energy attached to our Kecleon for the ability to work. That's why we have our Fluffy in this deck, helping us attach a lightning energy from our discard pile to one of our bench with Dynamotor. We're only playing 2 copies of Fluffy, but we do have 2 Raihan to help us charge up our next attacker. We also have our tool cards to hit for that massive one-hit knockout, doing either Gravdrop for 10 damage plus 50 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, or spinning attack with Supereffective Glass, hitting 330 max damage with 2 Zapdos on the bench. We also have 2 Air Balloons and 2 Scuba Knife for the switch, 2 Sonias, 4 Quick Ball, 4 VIP Pass, 2 Level Ball for the basic summon, 1 Ultra Ball and 2 Level Ball to get our Fluffy. We also have 2 Energy Surge and 2 Sonias to help us dig for the right energies, 1 Klara, 1 Broad and 2 Energy Retrieval to get them back from the discard pile. For our draw support, we have 2 Snorlax, 1 Radiant Greninja, 1 Bruno, 1 Marnie and 3 Pokestop to get our item cards. Finally, we have 1 Boss for the extra power play and 2 Peonia to get any of our energies, 2 cards or Pokemon from the prize, including 1 copy of each type for our basic energies plus 3 lightning energies. So that's all for the deck list, and if you guys are in need of any specific cards or packs for your own PTCG account, feel free to contact our sponsor from X-Trainer90 team for the best price in Pokemon TCG online codes. You can contact them through the links in the description below, or you can click on the top right corner of this video. They even got complete personal decks you could purchase, full art, secret rare, gold cards to add to your collection, and packs from any expansion in format. Brilliant Stars, Astro Radiance, Rebel Clash, you name it. And now let's go for gameplay! Okay, let's go for our first game. We're up against Arceus with Shadow Rider, and after that we got Dialga and Palkia as well. So today is a meta-filled crazy pack gameplay. We actually get to do a one-hit knockout with Kecleon, which is pretty cool. So one-hit knockout decks are really in season now, especially against V-Stars and VMaxes. V-Star especially, if you can do 280 damage with like a Tool Jammer or even Tool Scrapper, you're good enough. You're good to go to kill any V-Star for that matter, and collect 2 prize every single turn. And all you need is 3 strikes, and you're good to go. You're home free. Okay, we got Ultra Ball, unfortunately having to play the discard for a basic, which is brutal. And I think we got a Mary. We actually benched a Greninja and got a Snorlax for the start, which is awesome. Okay, we get to draw 5 cards, which is always a plus. I was actually expecting a Blissey, and they actually have a basic Psychic Energy as well. So Psychic Energy with Blissey would make sense because they have Suspicious Foot 10, but they're actually playing Shadow Rider. So Arceus, Dragapult VMax, Shadow Rider VMax, all basically a ghost psychic box with Trinity Nova and Zacian. So they got Zacian Celebrations for the extra 1 energy for Dragapult, I suppose. It's a very versatile deck because if you get Dragapult to start, you can at least do Max Phantom early, place extra damage counter on your opponent's bench. If they play 1 prize, it's going to help you a lot. If you get your Shadow Rider, it's going to help you draw cards into your hand. It's going to help you, deny your opponent from playing a Stadium and Special Energy, which could actually be a big thing now that Stadium cards is so common. We got Stormy Mountain for Regigigas. We got like Mew VMaxes requiring Rose Tower. They don't really need it though, but sometimes it's better to have it. And Ice Rider with Path to the Peak, I suppose. So a lot of decks play a lot of Stadiums, but they don't really need it. They're only using it for the bonus effect, I would say. It's not really necessary, it's just a bonus. But if you play nothing but Special Energy, Shadow Rider can actually buy you that extra 1 turn and deny your opponent from attaching the double turbo or like twin energy even to your 1 prize basics. And we got our super effective glass, so sometimes it's better to attach early because your opponent could play a Marnie, and we only have 4 copies of that. 2 copies of each tool, so a total of 4 power tool cards helping us do the 1-hit KO. If they attach 3 energies to their active, if they have 3 energies, on their main attacker, you can actually boss it or like kill the active with 3 energies using that Scroll of the Skies, hitting for 160 base damage, plus Zapdos, you're actually doing 170. One Zapdos on the bench is all you need to kill Eternatus if they have 3 energies attached, but obviously Eternatus only requires 2, and some of the new V-Stars, and even VMaxes only require 2 energies. So 2 energy like Victini VMax, Dragapult VMax, Palkia VStar, you actually can't use your Scroll of the Skies. You need to rely on your spinning attack and also Super Effective Glass to help you do the 1-hit KO. So Super Effective Glass is going to help us do 270 damage plus Zapdos. You actually get to do 300 with spinning attack. And if they're playing VMAXs, you need 2 Zapdos to kill a 330 HP VMAX. So it's not that easy to kill Eternatus, I suppose. Eternatus requires like 3 Zapdos on the bench, which is virtually impossible, since we need our Fluffy support and Greninja draw support. You need too many things, honestly, for this deck. If they play Avery, we got our Klara, we got our Rod, but we only have like 1 copy of each, which is not really a good thing. I prefer having like Rescue Carrier and fitting more copies of Klara in this deck, but it doesn't really allow for it. It just needs so much. You need so much to make the strategy work, to draw out, to search for your energy, to keep on charging up your Kecleon for 3 energy for spinning attack, or to even search for the tool with a Pokestop. So we need our Pokestop to get our tool cards. I don't really want to play Oranguru V, that's why we're playing Pokestop instead of Skyla, to fish out our tool cards. And Irida for the tool card is just stupid because we're only playing 1 water Pokemon in this deck, 1 Reading Greninja, and that's it. So Irida doesn't really make sense. There's not really any other way to search for tool cards other than Peony, but Peony requires you to discard your hand, which could be a bad thing if you have like extra Flaffies or even extra copies of your basic that you couldn't bench, like Zapdos and Kecleon in your hand, or even item cards that you need for later in the game. So Peony is always kind of risky in that sense, and I don't like to play that much risk. Okay, here comes the Quick Ball Arceus, I think. They are actually pretty slow, but our deck is pretty slow as well. So as you can see right now, we have no Scuba Net, no Air Balloon, no way of retreating our active. Snorlax is a bit tricky to play just because you need Scoop Up Nets or switches to get around that heavy retreat cost. And it's better to play more Scoop Up Net than switch just because you actually need to bench another Zapdos. So if you have like too many bench supports, if you have 2 Flaffies, 1 bench Greninja, and an active Snorlax, then you essentially have no space for a second Zapdos. And you actually need a second one if you want to kill a VMAX. Howlucha would help you kill a VMAX if you are playing, nothing but spinning attack, but it doesn't have you kill a V-Star. So this is the advantage of this deck. The advantage of playing a Zapdos with Kecleon is that it helps you kill a V-Star Pokemon by only playing 1 copy of your Zapdos on the bench. All you need is that 1 copy to add 30 extra damage. So hitting 300 damage to kill any V-Stars. If they have tool cards though, you need 2 Zapdos. It would be pretty cool to see some Single Strike, Fusion Strike, Rapid Strike V-Stars. But I suppose it's over now, those strikes. I'm a bit sad that, they stopped after 2 sets. Like, why would they do that? It's a bit depressing, kind of like the Hisuian cards, I suppose. So Hisuian cards have trainers, they have Pokemons, they even have items to support them, I think. I'm not too sure. No energies though, no special energy to help Hisuian Pokemons. Okay, let's focus on what's happening right now. They got Shadow Rider about to ready to attack and kill off the Snorlax with Astro Barrage, and possibly, you know, are they gonna play Max Geist, or are they gonna do Astro Barrage? Because they got Starbirth right now. They can search for anything. I think they're probably gonna get Research and the Evolution. There we go. They could actually do the Dragapult instead. Okay. Because it makes no sense to play Astro Barrage, right? Because you're not doing double knockout. You actually have to wait. You have to waste another turn to play another Astro Barrage, which they actually couldn't do because we're knocking them out on the next turn. So they need to kill the active right now. That's why they opted for the evolution. And they actually played an Avery, forcing us to discard our Greninja and Snorlax, which is actually a good thing, I suppose, because we don't really need our draw sports anymore. Greninja would be useful though. It's better to have your Greninja at all times, because it's just that important. It helps you draw every single turn. If you have Scoop on that, you actually get to recycle the ability. You get to use it twice. So it's not bad. Drawing 4 cards with an ability, pretty bonkers. You get to use your Marnie, Bruno, Kecleon as well, my bad, Klara as well, or even a Raihan for the extra search. Okay, we're doing our Klara to revive maybe the Zapdos and Kecleon, or like Greninja and Kecleon, I don't know. We actually need the Zapdos though. Do we need the Zap? We actually have a Rod. So we got a Rod and a Quick Ball in our hand. That means we get to shuffle back our Zapdos and then search for it with our Quick Ball. Bench it on the same turn by using nothing but item cards, which is pretty radical. So we have to kill a VMax right now, which is a lot. But we actually have an extra copy of Kecleon in the active. Oh, we don't actually need the super effective glass though. So we are preparing for the next turn. We are actually preparing for the next turn right now, because our active Kecleon can actually do the knockout. We got our Scroll of Disguise ready to go, doing 170 damage, multiplied by 2 because of the weakness. We actually got a Darkness Energy already attached. They didn't play a boss on the last turn. So if they played a boss, we just need to retrieve our Darkness Energy. We got 6 retrieval cards in his deck. We got 1 Klara, 1 Rod, 2 energy retrieval, and 2 Raihans to recycle that 1 basic energy that gets discarded. So if they boss you early, don't worry about it. Like, don't sweat the small stuff, because you still get to counter with all of your items and tool cards. Supporter, my bad. And they just played a Marnie. I normally get Roxanne at this point. So Roxanne is terrible because it's gonna cut you down to 2 cards in your hand. And if you don't get a supporter, a powerful supporter like Klara, Raihan, or Bruno, then you can't actually do much on that turn. But good thing about this deck is that, you know, all we need is that 1 Greninja, and they are drawing 1 prize at a time. So we may have that 1 extra turn for the extra delay to help us buy 1 extra time, 1 turn, to collect the knockout on the next turn, drawing the remaining prizes. So if they play a 1 prize deck, we don't really have a high chance of winning, I'm sorry to say, but this is a OHKO deck anyways. We're not focusing on winning against 1 prize, we're focusing on killing VMax and VStar decks, and, you know, aiming for that massive KO. Dynamotor, and all we need is a Raihan for Air Balloon or a Scoop of Net. We actually got a Scoop in our hand right now, so we could do a Raihan for the win. Because all we need is that 1 tool card. I think we got it. We're just gonna Raihan and search for the tool, scoop it up. Is that a Scoop on Net? I don't think it's a Scoop on Net, my bad. So there's a recording bar that blocks my view. You guys can see the view, but I actually can't see what card is next to Raihan. So I thought that was a Scoop Net, my bad. Okay, now we actually need to play a Bruno because we can't actually retreat. We need a Scoop on that and a tool card. So Raihan is not gonna help us. We're forced to play our Bruno, which is gonna help us draw with Greninja and possibly get the right cards out with our Pokestop. So I think it's better just to conceal cards first and then it doesn't really matter though because we already play our supporter card, but it matters for the next turn, I suppose. So we got all the things that we needed: Rod, Energy Search, and Quick Ball, which is the perfect trio, the perfect triage for the VMax KO. So we need a Zapdos, we need our 1 energy, which we get to shuffle back and search for with our item cards. And we need a switch, which we have in our hand already, that 1 Scoop of Net. So Rod, Quick Ball, Energy Search, and Scoop of Net is all we need. All thanks to 1 Pokestop and Bruno, we actually got everything. And we even have an extra Flaffy for a spare. Extra Dynamotor, which we don't need to use, honestly. So we got our Supereffective Glass on our hand. So Bruno gave us the Scoop Up Net, it gave us the tool card, but it doesn't give us the energy, right? So we have to solve a lot of problems for this deck. We have to solve the energy cost and the specific type of energy to hit for the weakness. So we need to solve the energy search, the energy cost, the tool card search, and also the switch. And we only have 2 air balloons and 2 square nets. So 4 of those problems needs to be solved within a single turn for you to do a VMAX knockout at just the perfect timing. Because if you don't do it this turn, they're going to switch, retreat, they're going to attack with the 1 prize, they're going to do their Meloetta for the kill. Mew VMax can attack with Meloetta, they can attack with 1 prize cards for any other decks as well. Miltank can collect a knockout because Kecleon is only 90 HP. So whenever you can, if they are attacking with a VMAX, you should be able to attack, you should be able to kill them on the same turn. Do not pause the turn letting the VMAX off if they already have it in the active. If they are giving you on a silver platter during your turn, which is just, I don't know, it's difficult to pause, isn't it? Okay, we got our energy quick ball. We're just gonna search for, I don't really want to discard anything though, but I think we're gonna be forced to discard the Flaffy or the Zapdos. We got 3 copies of Zapdos, so we may get it from, we actually got it inside the deck. So if it's priced, we got our Peonia to get it out. So 2 copies of Peonia, which is not bad. And we chose to retreat instead of draw, because Snorlax is giving us a bigger bounty, I suppose, with Gorman dice. But they could always play Marnie, in which case it's still okay because we at least got like fresh new cards from the top deck. We are running through the deck, which is kind of a good thing. You know, when you're starting the game, if you get a bad hand, sometimes it really depends on, you know, your luck. You never know what's the best thing to do. Like you never know what's gonna happen, honestly. So Pokestop, I don't know what's best to do. Sometimes it's better to draw with concealed cards first. Sometimes it's better to use the stadium first. But it really depends on what you have inside the deck left. If it's early in the game, if you have more items than supporters, if you have more items than your Pokemon and supporters and energies, or if you need to discard your lightning energy, it's better just to play the Pokestop first. If you don't have a quick ball in your hand. But we have 4 quick ball, 1 ultra ball for the discard, so I don't think it's that difficult. And if we have an energy search, we can search for a lightning energy or Sonia. We can search for the lightning and an extra type, attach 1 energy to Kecleon, and then discard that lightning. Discard that lightning with our Greninja. So that's why Greninja is in this deck, not only for the draw support, but mainly to help us discard that lightning for Dynamotor to work. So I think we're just gonna search for our basic energy because we got another quick ball. But that means we're gonna have to discard the lightning with our quick ball. We already played our ability, so we don't need to draw cards anymore. We just need to attach one energy to Kecleon right now. And we got a fire just because they're playing a metal type, a metal deck. Corviknight VMax. Ignore all effects of your opponent's abilities on this Pokemon. They do have that ability for the VMAX, but our ability is actually working on ourselves. So Chromashift, is not affected by Corviknight's ability. So we still get to hit for the weakness, even if they have that, what's it called again? Stealthy Hood ability. Okay, they actually took the bait. They took the bait and played the Pokestop. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it actually helps your opponent. Sometimes it's just terrible because it's going to discard your evolution and you own. I don't think, if you're playing an aggressive deck, I don't think you have that many shufflers. You don't have that many Pokemon recyclers and energy recyclers, so to speak. So Rod, Klara, for your VStar and VMAXs as well, you need those cards if you're playing a Pokestop. Carrier helps you get your Fluffy back, but Carrier doesn't help you retrieve your Zapdos. So in order to revive your basic Zapdos, you need Rod and Klara. That's why I eventually decided to cut Rescue Carrier from this deck just because it is that bad. It doesn't help you get anything but your Fluffy and Kecleon, not even your Greninja, not even your Snorlax. So sometimes it's a bad thing. But we actually need to retrieve those cards though. We need to retrieve Fluffy and Kecleon in addition to Zapdos and possibly even a Greninja. So we need way too many. If they play Avery every turn, if they play 2 Averys in a single game even, I think we would be totally screwed. Unless if they are playing a V-Star, I think we can still survive. If they're playing a VMAX and they play 2 Averys, I don't think we can survive that. I'm sorry to say, because we need 2 Zapdos to kill a VMAX. You can do a 2-hit knockout. It's still possible, and possibly, dig for that extra 1-hit KO with your Scroll of Disguise. So if they're playing cards VMAXs that require 3 energies to attack, then we can actually collect the knockout with nothing but that 1 tool card. Scroll of Disguise actually requires less energy as well. So that's the plus side of that tool card. That's why we're playing 2 copies of each tool to give this deck more versatility, to help us strike more, a bigger range, so to speak. Because if we are up against one price deck, we actually stand a good chance. Well, we stand a fair chance, quite a low chance, but a fair chance. I would say below average, but not by much. Just because we are much slower. But if we get our Scroll of Disguise fast, we can actually do, Gravdrop for early knockouts against Lunatone, against any other Pokemon. 1 price cards that require like 2 energies to attack, even Met Party. I don't think we can win Met Party though, because they can attack really, really fast. And all they need is like 3 discards. Well, 5 discard, my bad. They just need 5 discards, and it's quite easy to do that. They got so many balls. So many ways to discard is they got Ultra Ball now, and Pokestop even to discard their Met Party cards. They got Ditto, so they don't really need to bench anything. They just need to research, discard everything, and search for Ditto, attach the energy, switch, and attack. And they got 100 damage in. All they need is 100 damage. We don't have any capes. We got nothing to survive with our Kecleon. If we have a Snorlax in the active though, it could help us buy that extra 1 turn and then scoop it up on the next turn to attack with Gravdrop for our first knockout. And then maybe do Zapdos. So I think our saving grace against 1 price decks, if they are low HP Pokemons like Lunatone, any level ball cards, we can actually kill them with our Zapdos. Zapdos is actually quite a powerful attacker. So all you need to do is search for your lightning energies and then discard them fast with your Greninja or even your Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, or even Pokestop. And then, so Pokestop is going to help us basically do a turbo attack, because we can search with our Sonia or even Energy Search. Pokestop is going to give us the Energy Search to get our Lightning Energy, Quick Ball for our Greninja, and then discard the Lightning, evolve our Fluffy with Level Ball, and then Dynamotor for Zapdos to attack. Zapdos attacking every single turn with Klara is our saving grace against one prize. Because Kecleon is actually quite heavy. It requires 3 energies, same as a Zapdos I suppose, but it's only doing 90 damage. If you have Zapdos on your bench, and if you're doing spinning attack, you're doing the same thing, right? 2 Zapdos equal 110 damage. But if you hit for the weakness, obviously you can kill a V Pokemon, hitting 220 damage. Any V Pokemon is dead. So right now we actually did Gravdrop a second time to kill the Dialga with the boss, and they actually conceded because we got pretty lucky, I suppose. We only are playing 1 copy of boss in his deck, but killing the Dialga is a really bad thing for them, because they need the Star Chronos. They need to stay on a bench and wait a few turns to be able to play that V-Star attack. And if they don't got that, if we draw that many prize already, they're going to be completely screwed. So here comes a Mew VMax. They didn't get their VIP pass, surprisingly. So they got a Tails with the Chromashift, which is saying a lot. Because I'm pretty sure they have a Ultra Ball at least in their hand. Or like power tablets. Okay, we got a Pokestop, which is great. We're gonna put the Peonia back. It's always delicious if you get to put like extra copies of a VIP pass into the prize, and then if you know the position, so that's why we're not playing heavy ball for this deck. Even though it helps us get our Greninja from the prize, we have no heavy ball just because it's gonna screw up, it's gonna mess up your arrangement for your Peonia. So after playing Peonia, you know which position those 3 prize cards are, you know where those 3 prize are located, and you can actually strategically draw them out at the right time. After doing the knockout, you can actually draw a boss or like a energy retrieval or even air balloon at just the right time. Scoop up net, your tool cards, you can put it in the prize and leave it for later, and then once you do the knockout, draw it out at just the right time. Or even a Marnie, Bruno, anything that you need, Pokestop even. So knowing the location, knowing the arrangement of your prize is gonna help you a lot for this game, just because we are playing a very tight list. It's very tight just because we only have two Flaffies in this deck. We have no space for 3 copies. We only have 3 Pokestop. We only have that many supporter cards and 2 Snorlax. The Snorlax is the only thing helping us stay afloat in terms of our hand support, in terms of the number of cards we have in our hand. If we got no Snorlax to draw cards, we are done for. If they play a Roxanne, we are basically screwed, unless if we have a Greninja on the bench. So Greninja against Roxanne is gonna help us, but we actually need to buy an extra turn because we are probably not gonna be able to attack if they do a Roxanne on us for 1 turn at least. So that's why it's always better to do early knockouts fast in the game. If you can do early knockouts, you actually have the luxury to spend a few extra turns doing nothing. Not attacking a few turns is okay because you actually collect so many prizes early in the game already. So it's always better to think about speed for this deck, just because Roxanne is gonna kill us and we need to prepare for that. We need to prepare for that one crazy control supporter card, because Roxanne is a big thing right now. Don't underestimate that card. If they don't play Research, if they don't play Peony in their deck, they can actually search for Roxanne with Starbirth or Shady, and it's gonna be completely disruptive to your opponent. It's gonna destroy your hand, and you can't do anything. We need our hand. We need a Stadium card in play. If they remove our Stadium in addition to playing the Roxanne, we are completely screwed. Because we need Pokestop to search for our item cards. We need our, we need stuff in our hand. We just need a lot of stuff. Okay, here comes Meloetta. Meloetta is gonna help them a lot. This is a one price attacker. We've only got that many bosses in this deck, only one boss. And we could actually discard it with our Pokestop. So I actually recommend having like a Pal Pad for this deck. You know, item cards that allow you to shuffle back your supporter or recycle your energies like a Rod. So item, that's why I have one Rod and one Klara instead of two Klara. I would prefer playing two Klaras though, just because if you get a Klara in your hand, you can immediately put those Pokemons back. You can immediately bench your Zapdos and evolve your Flaffy in a single turn without having to search for them, without having to draw them out from the deck. So that's the good thing about Klara, but it is not a item. It is a supporter card. If you discard it with your Pokestop, you cannot draw it into your hand. So that's why we have a Rod instead. Mew VMax is crazy though. They got Meloetta, they got like the glistening droplets to kill maybe Inkase on the bench, and they even got Psychic Leap. So if you can't do a knockout, if you're Malamar, if you're playing Rapid Strike Malamar and if you are not doing a knockout against Mew VMax, you actually need 330 damage to kill the Mew, because Mew is like 310 HP plus Oricorio, the Passion in Zeal, I think, ability helps you reduce damage done to your Fusion Strike Pokemon by 20. So that means Mew VMax is staying alive if you hit less than 330 damage on that crazy VMax. That's why Darkness Pokemon are so powerful. Darkness decks like Moltres, anything that plays Moltres is anti-meta, so to speak. Because Mew VMax is swallowing up the meta, but you know, Gengar is swallowing up Mew. Gengar gets to swallow up. Literally. Sorry about that, I'm just like closing my bottle. Because sometimes my bottle it needs a bit of work to tighten up the bottle. I'm a bit OCD sometimes, so sorry about that. Here comes Genesects. Crazy draw. They got 6 cards into their hand. And they even get to play Pokestop. Since they're playing so many items, but they could be discarding their energies though. So I don't think it's smart to play the Pokestop if I were doing a Mew VMax. Meloetta, they got switches. Are they gonna play Cross Switcher or Boss? They're probably gonna kill the Kecleon though. So we got no Pokestop for the next turn. We can't actually search for... We're not able to dig for our switch cards, which is a bad thing because we're not drawing anything with Greninja. Oh, we actually get to. So we get to draw right now, but only 2 cards, which is not great. But at least it's something. 1 Flaffy. We're gonna draw, and then we're gonna hope for that 1 Scoop Up Net. We got nothing. So we're just gonna charge up our second Kecleon on the bench. If they play Avery, we're just gonna discard the Greninja and maybe the Zapdos. I don't know. I don't think we have the luxury to kill the Zapdos. If they do Avery though, they can't do a boss. So they only got like that many options, either a Marnie, Avery, or boss, and either one of those is going to disrupt us, but not enough to force us to do nothing, you know, not enough to destroy us, so to speak. Okay, they played an escape rope. We're just going to offer them the Greninja, but they're probably going to boss right now. I know it. Mew VMax has like a million bosses, or even Cross Switcher, Pokemon Catcher. It is an item, so it helps him draw. We don't have Custom Catcher, but we have Cross Switcher right now. We don't have Counter Catcher, we have Toy Catcher instead. Pokemon Catcher is still Pokemon Catcher, but Toy Catcher is just a bit ridiculous, isn't it? Toy Catcher is really difficult to play unless if you're doing Inteleon for the quick shoot. Place extra damage counter on your bench, on your opponent's bench, and then Toy Catcher is gonna help you a lot. Okay, we're gonna do our Sonia. Let's search for. I think we got the knockout this turn. We just need to get a quick ball. I think we have a quick ball in our hand. So are we gonna do the rod right now? We should play the rod later though. If we have a Zapdos inside the deck, we can scoop up our Greninja, bench the Zapdos with our quick ball. So we're gonna be forced to play the Pokestop. Is that a Pokestop? I can't really see that. Okay, it's a Pokestop. Fingers crossed for a quick ball. We do have 4 copies, so I don't think it's that difficult to get it out. But you never know. We have 1 Ultra Ball as well. But that's it. If we don't get it, we're done. We're gonna have to. We're gonna be forced to rely on Sonia. Sonia is gonna help us get either the energy or Pokemon. So we got a quick ball. There we go. So we just need to shuffle back our energy card because we actually discarded. We can't play Sonia before the rod, unfortunately. But it's actually okay. It actually forces us to play. To shuffle back the Zapdos, but I'm pretty sure we have the 3rd copy inside the deck. It's not prize, I'm pretty sure. We're just gonna shuffle back 1 Darkness, maybe? Or okay, let's just add that extra 1 supply for Greninja to attack on the next turn, to draw cards on the next turn. But if we are benching a Zapdos this turn, I don't think it makes sense to shuffle more energies. But we may need to attach from our hand though. If we got a Raihan, for example, like if we get a Grass Energy in our hand and a Raihan Flaffy, we got 2 Kecleons though. We got 2 Kecleons in the bench, so we don't need to worry about charging up. We don't need to worry about the energy cost for a while. But we do have 6 prize remaining, so our 3rd Kecleon is going to require a lot to attack. But we can actually charge it up on the next turn already. You know, while attacking with our 2nd Kecleon, we can prepare for the 3rd one. So I don't think there's any issue with the energy cost. We don't need to worry about getting the Raihan into our hand. But we do need to worry about our tool cards because we have 1 Kecleon. We actually got to do it. We did exactly 330 to kill the Mew VMax with that Oricorio on the bench. They are reducing damage by 20, so thank God we get to do a 1-hit knockout. So here comes Roxanne. They are within the range to play the card. Do they have it inside their deck? That is the question. It is really painful to watch all of those cards put back inside the deck and drawing only 2. But if you get nothing but a Bruno, it's going to help you. If you get nothing but a Raihan, it's still okay. So pray for those cards. Pray for those power supporters. If you get it, you can save yourself and possibly even attack within the same turn. You know, right after the Roxanne, right after the hand disruption. Okay. We got Elisa, Boss, Marnie. I don't think they're playing that many energies. Or maybe they just played the Pokestop and discarded too many. I don't know what's happening. Like, they're not getting their energies. Maybe they have no basic energy. They discarded 2 Double Turbo. I don't really like Double Turbo for Mew though. It helps you attack fast, but I would prefer more Elisa, honestly. I suppose if you play Double Turbo, you get to do Meloetta much easier. You get to attack with your Meloetta early, with Melodious Echo, and then Double Turbo for your Mew later on. And attacking with 2 Meloettas right after the first one gets killed is gonna earn you like, you know, early knockouts while forcing your opponent to waste their bosses. And if you don't evolve your Mew, if you keep your Mew basic on the bench, if they boss, they're gonna get only 2 prize. So you only have that many Mews to spare though. So if they kill your Mew, you can't actually attack that easily. But if you attack with Meloetta doing enough damage, then Power Tail is gonna help you. You don't need Mew anymore if you do Meloetta, honestly. Bad thing is that if they kill your Meloetta, you're doing less and less damage because there's no way to recover your special energy except with Silene and Roseanne. And Roseanne is only helping you shuffle that 1 copy. Silene possibly 2 copies at the top deck, and then Genesect to draw them back out. Or even, you know, if you play Silene, you're gonna need to do Elisa on the next turn. So Silene Elisa is not gonna work. Silene attached from your hand possibly. I don't know, but you're not doing more than 210 damage. Because you can't actually attach the 4th copy if you have like 2 discarded. And if you have one of your Fusion Strike Energy prize, you can't actually do the knockout that easily. So Meloetta is not perfect. Genesect. Elisa Sparkle. Klara has that ribbon on her forehead, on her hair. You know, the Dustox ribbon. And there was someone from YouTube that actually, you know, hinted a Dustox release. He teased about, I think he predicted, like a Hisuian Dustox from like the shape of Klara's ribbon on her hair, the kimono ribbon sort of thing. And that would be pretty cool though. I would love to see a Hisuian Dustox with like the kimono design. That would be so radical. It would be so dope. Like, I'm all up for that. Except it doesn't exist, unfortunately. Pokemon just is not creative enough, I suppose. You got crazy people coming up with new ideas, which is so fun to watch. It's always nice to see new ideas being thrown around, mishmashed. I love seeing new combos. Okay, we're gonna attach our Grass Energy. We actually get to attack with Zapdos for the knockout. And we got that 1 Rod still, I think, inside the deck, so I think it's okay to keep the Kecleon for later, because if they kill our Zapdos, we could possibly draw 1 from the prize as well. Oh, we actually discarded the 3rd copy. So the 3rd one is discarded. That means we need our Rod if they kill the Zapdos right now. If they don't kill the Zapdos, if they boss our Kecleon, I have no idea what to do. I think we have a boss inside the deck. So all we need to do is search for the boss. I'm pretty sure we discarded already though. I think boss is in the discard pile. So we got no escape rope for this deck, unfortunately, and they got no VMax. So if we play the escape rope, it could actually help us collect the knockout with Kecleon. And there we go, they did a boss. So now we're gonna have to somehow kill the Mew. But we got Zapdos though. We got Zapdos for the first. We just need a 2-hit KO strategy. So we don't need to worry about killing the Mew with 1 shot. We just need to eventually knock it out, right? Because they got 5 prize remaining. We got a lot of turns. Don't worry. They actually were a bit too late. They passed too many turns. I don't know what's happening. They got no energies. They got stuck with Meloetta. They couldn't do Melodious Echo. I think they even did the Echo on our Greninja instead of the Technoblast because they were confident that we couldn't do a knockout, but we actually killed them right after. So they didn't draw a prize with the Mew VMax doing Melodious Echo on the Greninja because it's only doing 120 with double turbo with 2 Fusion Strike Energy in play. It's 140 minus 20 and Choice Belt is not doing anything, but I think maybe they thought they played a Power Tablet and forgot that they didn't. So they couldn't kill the Greninja. But it's always better just to attack with your, Techno Blast and then switch. I don't think they have enough switch cards in this deck. Like, it's kind of a bad Mew VMax deck. Because they got no Fall Crystal, no switch. Not enough energies as well. I don't know what's happening. Oh, they do have a switch. There we go. I think they just got wrong cards into the deck. They just got like too many things prized, I suppose. So I'm pretty sure we got lucky against this Mew VMax deck. It's actually quite solid, my bad. Because they got enough bosses, they got Silene, they got power tablets, obviously. They got enough switch cards and enough air balloons maybe. Because Genesect needs air balloon. But I prefer Switch though. If you have like Switch or even Birdkeeper, it could be better than your Air Balloon because Galar Mine is gonna trap your Genesect if you don't get your Stadium. So we actually killed the Mew with our last Kecleon, getting our Darkness Energy attached and attaching our Tool card because they actually have a double turbo and Fusion Strike Energy, so they essentially have 3 energies attached to the Mew. We're doing 160, 170 base damage multiplied by 2 because we have a Darkness Energy, so we're actually doing 340 damage. I think we have 2 Zapdos, so we're doing 360. I don't know how much we did just now. Sorry guys. Kind of lost track. So right now we're up against Palkia VStar, which is actually, we have a big advantage of winning, honestly, because we're playing Lightning Energy. Lightning is our main energy, is the main power supply, and it's quite easy to discard our energy. It's quite easy to attach Lightning to your Kecleon, and you don't need that extra search. You don't need to search for an extra type of energy against Palkia, which is a big plus because Palkia is weak towards lightning. So are we going to get a Zapdos? Are we going to get a Greninja? We just need 1 Zapdos though, so I suppose we don't really need to worry about it just yet. We got 3 copies, so we're probably going to get it out at some point. It's better to have your Greninja early, so they get to draw fast from the get-go. For some reason, I'm not getting my VIP passes. Like, even with the Pokestop, it's just frustrating. Playing 4 copies and not getting a VIP is just the worst feeling ever. 4 copies with Pokestop, like, come on. I think Peonia Skyla is doing much more than Pokestop because it's only the top 3 cards. If you don't get, Pokestop at the top 10 cards for a deck before the first draw, but you're actually putting this top 6 into your prize after drawing 7 cards, so it doesn't really count as the top 10 cards. Okay, we're gonna attach the fire and pass the turn. Are we gonna play the level ball? We didn't get our Snorlax, but we could do it on the next turn. We could Gormandize later. We're just gonna attach the tool card right now because I'm really afraid. I'm really scared of Marnie, and we only have 4 copies of the tool. It may get stuck at the bottom of the deck, but sometimes it's safer just to keep it in your hand because Tool Scrapper with Shady is kind of a thing now. You can Shady for Tool Scrapper and then, scrap your tool cards and you're done for. We only have 4 to spare. We cannot afford for any of them to get discarded before attacking, before doing a knockout at least. We do have 2 Peonias though. 2 Peonia to get any 2 cards stuck in the prize. Irida for Palkia VStar. Star Portal. I think they actually attacked with Moonlight Shuriken for this deck. So Moonlight Shuriken, we have no Manaphy, but we have to counter the Rapid Flow, to counter Rapid Strike decks, to counter Bench Snipes, to counter double KO decks like Moonlight Shuriken. We actually got an extra copy of Raihan. So initially we only have 1 copy, but now we have 2 Raihans in the deck, helping us counter that, you know, Kecleon Flaffy knockout. Because if they kill 2 Flaffies on the bench, we can essentially play Klara or Raw to shuffle them back and then bench a Marip, or at least, you know, 1 or 2 Marips on the same turn right after the knockout, and then prepare for our next Kecleon while attacking with the same Kecleon if they don't kill our active. If they kill the Kecleon and another one on the bench, we can just Klara or Rod, same thing, search for the Kecleon back, and then bench it, Dynamotor twice, you know, Air Balloon retreat, attach the energy, attach the tool card, and do the KO. So we actually got the counter for those 2 cases, but for the case where they kill 1 Kecleon and 1 Flaffy on the bench, we need a Raihan, because if we do Dynamotor once for the next Kecleon, it's not enough. It's not enough to do Dynamotor only once. We got only 2 energies. If we don't get our Scroll of Disguise, if we want to attack, if we want to kill a VMax with 1 hit, we can't use the Scroll. Especially if they play cards like Victini VMax, you know, cards that require only 2 energies, like Chandelier as well. You know, any other VMax that require only 2 energies, Ice Rider VMax, you know, to do the KO, to attack. We cannot actually kill them with Scroll of Disguise, even with Zapdos on the bench. I'm afraid it's not possible. So if they play Palkia, you actually need 3 Zapdos on the bench, in addition to the Scroll, because they're only doing 110 plus 30 is enough to kill the Palkia VStar. So you need 3 Zapdos with the Scroll if they only have 2 energy attached to the Palkia. If they don't play Star Portal for 3 energies on the second Palkia, sometimes they may be careless enough to do that. I don't think this game they did that. But one of the Palkia matchups, I think we actually get to kill the Palkia with 3 water energy attached, which is quite careless. I'm not sure if it's this game, honestly. So Raihan is gonna save us for that case. We don't need to worry about bench snipe decks, but if they kill, I actually got matched up against a Mewtwo V Union. If they play Mewtwo V Union, and if you don't get your, Air Balloon Scuba Net in time, you're not gonna be able to counter that. I'm sorry to say, because they can hit your bench. They can, you know, avoid killing your active with damage counters. 16 damage counters is a lot. If they kill both Flaffies and, you know, add the remaining damage counter on your Kecleon, then on the next turn, if you bench the Marip, they can kill the Marip again for another 2 prize. Like, that's how crazy Mewtwo is. Mewtwo V Union completely destroys low HP 1 prize decks. If you don't play, you know, your Big Parasol, I suppose. Big Parasol is the only way. It's the only counter against Mewtwo V Union. Big Parasol and Wash Energy, I suppose. You have your Solar Revelation as well, right? Solar Revelation, Espeon VMax. Ignore all effects of your opponent's attacks done to your Pokemon with energy attached to them. So Espeon VMax, we don't really see that a lot in Standard though. It would be pretty cool to watch that in a kind of a box deck, a toolbox deck. You know, if your opponent plays Mewtwo V Union, you can evolve Espeon. If your opponent plays some other deck, you can evolve for OHKO or even a spread, damage spread. It would be pretty nice to see a toolbox deck, but I don't think it works because there isn't a Zoroark for VMAXs. Zoroark actually works for GXs, but it doesn't work for VMAX. Unfortunately, Zoroark is not perfect. Thank God though, because if Zoroark is that powerful, it would be completely broken and people would keep using it in the Standard, and it would be just, you know, destroying the game. It would be just making the game so you know, so difficult to play. We got no boss, so we're forced to kill the Sobble this turn, which is okay. But having the tool card attached though is a bad thing. I think for this list we have 3 glasses and only 1 scroll. So some of the decks is some of the gameplays throughout this video is a bit different from the list that I reviewed earlier in this video, but not much. You know, there's not many changes that I make. But the final upgrade, which is the best version, has 2 copies of each tool card, which is gonna help you, you know, hit for that extra range. Here comes the boss. Shady dealings. They're probably gonna get like... Oh, I thought they were gonna get a stadium card. Stadium card and Roxanne, I mean, oh my gosh. Okay, here's where they did it. They actually did it for their first kill, Moonlight Shuriken, with Star Portal, so if we don't kill it on the next turn, they get to do it again. We have to kill it on the next turn, because they got 2 energies after doing the attack. All they need to do is attach from their hand to collect another 2 prize, you know, consecutively, which is gonna be totally disruptive, is gonna destroy us because they got 4 prize in 2 turns. We got our Klara in our hand, which is great. So Klara is gonna help us for this game. 2 Flaffies, which is perfect as well. So we got just the right cards in our hand. Don't need to worry. They didn't play a Marnie, no boss, no Avery as well. So boss is not gonna do anything because they get to hit like any 2 Pokemons with Moonlight Shuriken. We got no Manaphy. Like I said, we can counter a bench snipe deck quite easily with this, with our Klara support, Raihan, Rod, Quick Ball, Energy Search. It's not impossible. It's quite easy actually to counter that. But if they play Rapid Strike Urshifu, I'm not sure if we can do it though, because they can actually attack, you know, very easily. For Greninja, they only got that 1 copy to attack, and if we kill the Greninja, that's it. But for Urshifu, they can keep on using that attack throughout the entire game. So if they draw 2 prize at a time, I don't think we can kill them fast enough to draw all 6 prizes. But all we need is 2 VMax knockouts, right? If we can kill 2 VMax, then we win the game. But how are we going to recover our Flaffy support? How are we going to recover our Kecleon? And how are we going to get our Raihan into our hand? How are we going to counter the knockouts? Because if they kill 2 Pokemons, they're not only drawing 2 prize per turn, they're also disrupting us. They're also stopping our flow, blocking us from doing the knockout much easily. So we actually need a lot more to recover our strategy to basically get around the knockout. Because if they kill our Flaffy, we don't have an extra energy. If they kill both Kecleon, we need to search for the tool, we need to search for the rod, we need to search for the Kecleon back. There's a lot that we need to counter. So this is actually a tournament, so there is a clock ticking. We are under a time crunch. So unfortunately, we have to quickly just make the decision. We don't have all day to just, you know, do whatever move we like. So that's the fun thing about tournament, is that you actually need to make your decisions fast. You're not able to delay and think for as long as you please, which is actually making the game much more competitive and fun in a way. A little bit more stressful, obviously. Oh my god, they actually searched for 2 cross switcher. That's pretty cool. That's so dope. Shady for cross switcher. Wow. That's a first. So if they do cross switcher, they're gonna need to scoop it up. But they get to play a Roxanne in addition to the cross switcher. They can't do it yet. My bad. They can't do Roxanne just yet. They need the quick ball. Oh, they already have a Palkia on the bench. My bad. They already done a Star Portal, so they better be getting a Melanie or something. Capacious Bucket. They don't need a Melanie, honestly. Just need the bucket. I would just attack with Inteleon though. I don't think they can do it that easily. Right? Because they only got one Star Portal. I don't think they're playing Raihans. They're playing Melanie, and Melanie doesn't work for one price. So Inteleon doesn't get to attack that easily. And even if it does, it's getting knocked out with... we can use Zapdos to kill the Inteleon, so it's actually quite easy to kill any of their Pokemon, any of their one prize. And if they invest their energies on the one prize, they're gonna have to do it every single turn. They need 2 energies to attack at least for Inteleon. It's quite difficult to pull that off without a Raihan. Even if they have 1 copy, it's not gonna help out that much. Okay, they did subspace well for the knockout. And now we're just gonna bench our Kecleon. We're gonna aim for that 1-hit KO this turn. They got only 2 energies attached, so that scroll is not doing anything. We're gonna have to search for the tool card, the Supereffective Glass. Do we have it inside the deck? Oh, we actually have 2 scroll for this list. So 2 scroll and 2 glass. We need Peonia apparently. If we do the scroll, we need 3 Zapdos. Are we able to play 3 Zapdos this turn? We got a scoop on that. So we can search for the 3rd Zapdos. Oh, we don't have a 3rd one. So unfortunately we don't have a oh, we got a Peonia though. So do we have the second glass inside the prize? I'm pretty sure it's in the prize though. Our second glass. There we go, we got a glass, perfect. Because we have 4 prize remaining, it's quite easy to get it out. It's not guaranteed, but we have a high chance of getting it out. For some reason, number 6 is like the lucky spot. Like the best card is always at number 6. I don't know why. Okay, we're gonna do Dynamotor twice. We even got energy retrieval for the specific type. So if they're not playing a Palkia, if they're playing a Cleaver VStar, we can retrieve our grass energy. If they're playing a Mew VMax, we can retrieve our grass energy. We can retrieve our darkness energy. Urshifu, we can retrieve our psychic energy. So we got 300 damage. We even got an extra Zapdos to bench. So we get to kill the Palkia for 330, but we decided not to bench it because sometimes it's better not to. If your opponent plays an Avery, you're gonna be forced to discard it. And, you know, we don't have any more Klaras, I don't think, to recycle that Pokemon. So now we got 2 prize remaining and no more glasses. No more super effective glass. I don't think we can kill the Palkia with 1 hit. We have no escape rope, so we cannot avoid killing other Pokemons. We cannot avoid the Palkia on the active. I think the best strategy is to do a 2-hit knockout on the Palkia. If they play Cheryl, they can still recover the damage, but I don't think they have a way of attacking on the same turn after playing the Cheryl. Because Melanie doesn't work with Cheryl. They're both supporter cards. Okay, Shady Dealings. Shady for Tool Scrapper. Oh my god. So now we need to attach the air balloon. I think they are gonna play a Roxanne right now. I think here comes a Roxanne. So I think all we need. Okay, no Roxanne. Surprise, surprise. No Roxanne. There was a second Palkia matchup that I played with the same deck, except we have 3 glasses for that list. So I played another game against a second Palkia deck, and they actually did a Roxanne when we have like 2 or 3 prize cards remaining. And then we actually have a really bad hand, but we still won the game. But I don't really want to show a second gameplay with the same matchup, the same, against another Palkia. I don't think it adds value to the YouTube video. So I decided to just cut that out from this entire video. It would actually make the video much longer as well. So I don't really think there's any point. It's already 3 hours. It's way too long. But I'm just showing you guys like the max potential of this list of our Kecleon Zapdos combo. Like how much it gets to do, how fun you get to play it with, and how powerful this OHKO attacker it is. How powerful it is. Another tool scrapper, but it's the end now. We don't need any more tool cards, and here comes the Roxanne a bit too late. We need our switch cards still. They gave us a training card though, so all we need is to Dynamotor twice. Oh, we got our energy retrieval, so we don't even need the training card. We just need to attach the energy. If we have 2 lightning in the discard pile, there we go. We have 2 lightning discarded if they kill the Kecleon this turn. And all we need is to Dynamotor twice, attach the energy to Greninja for the retreat cost, and then Thunder for the win. I think it's Thunder. I don't know what Zapdos' attack is. Zapper Kick is the Galarian Zapdos from Evolving Skies. And now we have Pokemon Go, Articuno Zapdos Moltres. So Moltres has, a twin copy from Brilliant Stars. Zapdos does not have one. Articuno does not have one either. So only Moltres have it. There we go. We got our Darkness Energy for the retreat. So yeah, if we would have been delayed for 1 turn if they don't play a water type, because Dynamotor is not going to give us the extra type, right? Well, we don't need the type though, because we just need to collect the knockout. So we just need 110 damage, but just because they're water type, we actually get to do 220 with Zapdos. So 110 is enough. And we don't need the specific energy because it's a Zapdos. It's not a Kecleon. What was I thinking? Okay, here comes a Bolton VMax with Flaffy. They got Chinchino Flaffy for the support. For the energy and draw support, they got Bolton VMax for the attacker, Rayquaza VMax, and also Vikavolt for the extra control. Vikavolt, Item Lock, Flaffy, Electric Box. So I think I'm just gonna end the voiceover right here and leave you guys to focus on the game. Today we're featuring the new Zapdos from Pokemon Go with the Lightning Symbol ability helping you do 10 extra damage for your basic Lightning Pokemon on your opponent's active Pokemon. So we're doing 10 more if we have a Lightning Energy attached to our Kecleon, playing Chromashift to transform into a lightning type with our ability. If we have a basic Lightning Energy attached to it, we have our Dynamotor to attach Lightning Energy from discard pile. We also have our Energy Search, Energy Retrieval, Klara to get our energy back, to get the specific type, to hit for the weakness, and also our Supereffective Glass to hit for the weakness, multiplied by 3 if we hit spinning attack, 90 damage, plus 20 more if you have 2 Zapdos on the bench. We get to do 330 damage with Supereffective Glass, doing spinning attack for a VMAX knockout. So that's the power of this powerful Kecleon Zapdos combo. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now, lovely people. Enjoy your life.
talking about, Brock? I don't see any beautiful girls. Just turn around. Misty, please, only one of us gonna lose.